Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of 6 Cents Talk Radio. If you listened last time, you know we were going over a list of 10 things that guys wish that girls would learn. We went through the first 5. Here are the next 5. So please join myself, Dave, along with the Goose and Chef. Here we go.
Number 5.
No, we don't know what day it is. Mark birthdays and anniversaries on the calendar.
Well, okay.
You fucking elephant.
Right. So as much as I would like to say, I'm pretty sure we just covered this. So this is kind of the guy's fault, right? So if it's something of significance, something that, like when it's your birthday, you want your birthday sex, right? So
of course.
Right. So if it applies to making money or getting laid or having a good time, like chances are we'll probably remember it. So make it eventful, make it fun, and we'll probably start remembering something, right? So if every day on your birthday I got a toe in the butt, I'm going to remember when your birthday is every year because that's the day that I got the toe in the butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
That's a weird analogy, but yeah.
Yeah.
Any other insight?
I gotta counter this a little bit. I think you can utilize those holidays, those anniversaries, those birthdays for sex. So it's in our best interest to remember them as often as possible. And if not sex, then the fact that we remembered them sex. Does that make sense? Because I always like to subtly spoil whoever it might be on their birthday or whatever the case. If there was a somebody sniff, but no, I used to do go out of my way for those kind of things, and ironically it didn't matter. So if you're fortunate enough to find one of those ladies that Valentine's Day and anniversaries don't really matter, she either B likes somebody else, or A likes somebody else, or B you're really lucky. So so it turns out A was behind fucking door number 1.
No, I think it shows that you can be extravagant when you want to be, and I think Goose is good at that kind of thing. But for the most part, just it doesn't even have to be their birthdays or anniversaries. It could be anybody else's, close relatives or whatever. Men in general aren't going to remember those dates. We need iPads and iPhones and calendars and alarms and everything else for that shit.
I have an example. Like for one of her last birthdays, when I was married, I kept it kind of a secret. Contacted all her friends. She had like a little mini bucket list of things that she wanted to do, and one was riding a limo. And so for her birthday, I got a hold of some friends. Her friends had a big limo party. We cruised around and did a whole bunch of stuff. And that was great. It didn't cost too much money. It wasn't too hard to remember that, and I actually had a good time with her. So it wasn't too hard to remember those things. So I think, depending on the guy, that could be a stretch, that rule there. So I also do laundry and dishes, ladies.
Chef, what's next? Number 4?
Yeah, number 4. So ask for what you want. Subtle hints do not work. Jesus.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
I got this.
Go ahead. Tell us what you don't want.
So let me explain something to all the ladies out there. If you look at me and you say, I'm hungry, that doesn't tell me that you want to go to the Olive Garden and have soup and breadsticks. You need to tell me you want soup and breadsticks, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's God, I feel like that applies to so many things, right? So half of this
so many situations.
Right. I feel like every situation, half of this list it basically boils down to chicks like expecting us to read their minds. So the food thing, that's a surefire way to start a fire. Because I'll be honest, like I'm a big guy. I can make myself hungry for anything. So you say, what do you want to eat? And I say, I don't care. That really means I don't care, right? So like, I
Yes.
don't care because I genuinely don't care. Because we can go to Shep's Hamburgers and I'll make myself for a hamburger. We can go to Fuzzy Tacos and I'll make myself hungry for Fuzzy Tacos. You know what I mean? We go to
Right.
Yeah,
the damn
food is
barbecue.
like sex. Even
Right.
if it's bad, it's still pretty good.
Right. Absolutely. So if I feel like women just assume that we're going to be the assertive ones, and sometimes you just don't feel like being assertive, right? So sometimes you don't want to be the one that's got to make all the damn decisions, right?
Agreed.
Agreed.
What other
Because
scenarios does this usually apply to? So
some of the
obviously eating
decisions.
is a big one.
Yeah, but something where you're going with that, they want us to make the decisions, or in that situation, maybe they just want us to make the decision. Um, but going back to that one rule, number 10, I think it was, tell us what you want or how you want us to do it. When we make those decisions and get scolded or get reprimanded, for whatever reason, we're reluctant to do something we're completely comfortable with, delegating to you.
So do you think it's a matter of them honestly not knowing, and so they want you to make the decision, or is it I already know what I want, but I'm gonna need you to kind of get to it and figure it out.
Chef, what do you got on that one? I think I have an answer.
Now go for it, Goose.
I would
Mostly
say
because he
that,
wasn't listening.
yeah, I would say that
Yes.
I don't think it's because they want us to answer. I just think at the time the question arises, whether it's eating or wherever the case may be, I think that they may just be in a state of indecision and just want us to make the decision for them, or for the couple, for the time being, just to get a decision made and get the plan in motion. That's my take.
I agree. All right, Chef, number 3.
Sunday sports is like a full moon or the tide's changing. Just let it be.
So that one, okay. So that one's right. So Sunday sports. I feel like this list is at this point kind of outdated, but right. So Sunday sports used to be Sunday sports. You watch all your football games on Sunday, right? Now you've got Thursday night football. You've got college football all day Saturday. You've got pro football all day Sunday, and then you go into Monday night football, right? So that's a significant chunk out of the week, right? So would you guys be willing to give up all of those days just to be able to watch on Sunday?
Yeah, I think
Right?
so.
I
I
mean,
mean, I like. I'm loyal to one team mostly. I mean, I can watch a slew of games, but I mean, if my team plays on Thursday and I'd like to watch that game, then I'd be less inclined to watch on Sunday. So
right. So I think like and I know us, right? So whenever we get together, it's more of it's more about hanging out with your buddies, right? So it's not necessarily about what games are on the TV, because we'll go to B-dubs and we'll it's all about hanging with your buddies, cracking jokes,
yeah,
and drinking beer
agreed.
and being in an environment to do that, right? So it's not always about like just you're that much into sports. A lot of times it's just that's your day. It's like your church. You don't want to go anywhere. You just want to sit and zone out and watch dudes bash their heads into each other, right?
I can do that from
Yes. All right. I disagree. I wouldn't give it up if I had a choice. I don't have one, unfortunately.
You sound like somebody you may or may not be married to.
Yeah, the issue is that women get to have their menstrual cycles, and we have to deal with that for 3 fucking days. I can't watch football for 3 days.
What
Ooh,
woman do you
somebody's
know that
got a
does a menstrual
short
cycle
one.
for 3 days?
Yeah, you live a good life.
Man,
I was
you
being
better
modest.
protect that marriage.
Yeah, you gotta lock that down, bro. You gotta keep that.
Oh man,
That's a high
you know
value
what-
commodity right there.
you know what I mean? And this is all day relentlessness. You know what I mean? We want to watch a little football, and most of the time we'll invite the women out with us. They get to drink
Right.
too and have a
So
good time.
So by your philosophy, they get 3 days a month, but how many Sundays would you say are in a month?
4,
4.
maybe.
Right. So who's winning? Right. So by that justification, like you're still the asshole because you get an extra full day. when she only has 3.
No, that's true. But we're already the assholes because we have a list of shit to go against them already. So yeah, it's a lose-lose, like I said before.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, are you gonna? I mean, I gotta be. We can team up on the opposite sex here, but I mean, if you're gonna ask me 4 times a month to go with you to sit and watch The Bachelor, yeah, you're gonna be sitting by your damn self because I'm not gonna go watch these kind of shows with you. So
Do not
when you want to go off,
lie.
In your vegetative state and watch, your Discovery, whatever, your Teen Mom or your Grey's Anatomy or all these shows, that you like to watch, the female of the species. I mean, I guess you could take a page from our book. I don't really get overly frustrated. Go watch what you want to watch. Like, so when we want to watch sports, let us watch our sports.
I will say on the radio in front of everybody right now that Goose has just taught me a lesson in a sense. I feel kind of ashamed almost. I never really thought about it like that because you're right. She was like, "Hey, you want to watch Gilmore Girls for 4 days in a row?" I'd be like, "No, I'll rather shoot myself in the face."
We'll make that another words of wisdom words of wisdom from the non-gay gay friend.
the plutonic buddy.
Right.
Oh my god.
Friend zone dances.
Oh.
All right. What's number 2?
Sometimes we're not thinking about you. Live with it.
Do you want to be with somebody that, right? Well, you want to be with somebody that you have to completely give 100% to them all the time, like no matter what.
You're single, right?
Yeah, clearly. Right. But you know what I mean? Though, like if you have to be focused on them 100%, you have to give them 100%, 100% of the time. That shit's one, it's annoying, but 2, that's got to be exhausting, right?
I don't know. I think you're going to extremes there. They just said the rule was we're not thinking about you all the time, and your counter was we're thinking, I'm not thinking about you all the time. Like, yeah, well, we got shit to do, but I mean, I don't know. I guess I never had a problem with that because
yeah,
she didn't think about me all the time either.
Oh,
it was like she was medicated.
I can laugh about it. It's cool. Yes, she was.
She sedated.
Thinking about that fix. One of these days, people are gonna ask for backstory on all this.
Yeah, we'll get to it eventually.
Chat, you can play her role since you know her so well.
No.
Oh Jesus!
I don't know. I can't comment intelligently. I haven't experienced that really. So you guys take it away.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever ran across somebody that's offended or has come to me with, well, why aren't you thinking about me all the time?
Like, yo, bitch, you need to check yourself into a fucking mental.
You need a job.
Hey, I got that check in the box, motherfucker.
Whoa.
Hey. Yes, Johnny, that is the color blue. Check.
I would say, I think maybe, I mean, I don't know what you could pull from this, but, thinking about you all the time, or whatever the case may be, like, maybe it could trend a little bit into the jealousy field or stuff like that. Like, if you're not thinking about your wife or your girlfriend or whatever the case, she may get jealous and whatnot. And honestly, like, my track record with crazies, so I actually dig a little bit of crazy, a little bit of jealousy in there because everybody starts as friends. He's just a friend. You remember Biz Markie? Come on.
I was just thinking the same thing.
He's just a friend. Come on, everybody knows that one, right? But
right.
Yeah, I mean, so I enjoy a little bit of jealousy. I like, if you're thinking about me or whatever, I'm thinking about you. Send you those texts in the morning or at night and so on. But yeah, I guess if someone's actually demanding every second of every day that you'd be thinking about them, then that's not healthy. So good. Yeah,
I don't think that's what it's suggesting. Literally, I think it's actually like you ever been to, maybe you went to go grab something to eat and on the way back from work or whatever, and you grab something for you because you were in a hurry and you weren't thinking about your significant other, and then you get back and they're like, oh, you didn't get anything from me, you weren't thinking about me, and that turns into this whole big thing. And the
Well,
truth
that's
is
just a dick
sometimes you're
move.
not. Well, that's because you
I
love
think
food.
like with the innovations in technology, you can you can know instantly when they want something. So
Right.
Well,
Honey,
those
now
are
if you didn't
are
bring them
you
something,
hungry?
if you don't bring them something, then you can also put on them. Hey, you could have fucking told me. Tell me
Right.
what you want,
Or
when you want, how you want it.
maybe that's a good way to break in and tell them that they're fat. Look, I was out getting something to eat because I exercise, I work out. I didn't
You
get
do
paid
it, but it looks like you had a couple today.
Right. You can say you're hungry, but I saw the Oreos you stashed under your pillow.
Didn't you eat
I think-
yesterday?
Yeah, right. I feel like that's a good segue to tell them that, you know what, you're fat. Let's work on this.
I brought you this Metamucil instead.
What did you? I got a cheeseburger. You know what you got? A colonic.
I'll give you the lettuce and tomato. I'll have the cheeseburger though.
Oh God.
All right,
What's
what
number one?
what is the number one? The number one, whatever the fuck.
All right.
The number one rule
one.
or thing we want women to know, to understand, to feel deep in their bones.
Number one, drum roll, please. Learn to work the toilet seat. If it's up,
Learn to work the toilet seat.
Yeah, learn how to work the toilet seat. If it's up, put it down.
You know what? I kind of just do it. I mean, I'm a single guy. I've got I live in my house. Very rarely are there women in and out of here. My toilet seat stays down. I think I've subtly been trained to just go ahead and. Well, sometimes you don't want to get drunk and piss all over your floor. It's just easier to get drunk and sit down.
Sometimes, there's days where you let it go.
I thought that's what the bathtub was for.
Good call.
Yeah.
You gotta open the
again.
curtain.
I gotta add some light, shed some different kind of light on this. If I come home from a long day at work and I come home and the toilet seat's up, I got a fucking problem. Okay. I want to know why the toilet seat's up in my house.
Oh,
because
gotcha.
if she's been there all day, or even if she's working and coming and going, whatever the case may be, and I come home and the toilet seat's up when that shit should be down, then I'm
want to know.
Then I'm starting to. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So,
then you want to know. Then you want to know why the dude she's banging can leave the toilet seat up, but you can't.
exactly.
Right?
That'd be my first question. Like, so you don't bitch him out, huh?
What the fuck?
So I have actually.
We're through.
I have kind of that's like the
By the way, you're fat.
Right. I've had one of those experiences where I left the toilet seat up and then went to drop a deuce later and just whole ass in the toilet bowl. That's not fun. And I'm a big guy,
You're
right?
a pretty
so it
big
was
ass though, so you can probably catch the sides.
Right. So I didn't touch water, but I mean I can only imagine just going, folding completely over with ass in the water. It would not be fun.
You are legitimately making me want to try this on purpose now.
How mad would you be if somebody saran wrapped your toilet?
I'd be livid.
Depends on who it was.
So
and how they got in my fucking house.
So that's my plan. Next time we hang out at the chef's house, I'm going to somewhere saran wrap a toilet in his house and see what happens.
Or you could just put Vaseline all over the toilet seat.
It's like ice skating for your butt cheeks.
Dave shows him the Vaseline. It's not going to be what it normally does.
You guys aren't coming over.
Yeah, you keep saying that. Anything else you guys got before we close the show down?
Let's go around. Let's add a rule. Let's add something to this list. Maybe our own take. Mine would be sometimes we're just going to be pissed off. Leave us alone.
I feel like
I mean, there's been times when whether it's the road rage we previously discussed on here, or I get mad at something and I don't need consoled. I just need to be pissed off for a while. And as much as I might care about you, as much as you might be a vital part of my dealing with my rage, you need to leave me the fuck alone so I can be mad for a while. I would say that.
That's anybody, right? So the last thing you want is you don't want to walk in the house and just be instantly bombarded with problems and questions, right? So that's why Everybody needs their 5-10 minutes to just kind of like, or an hour, or however long you need to just look back on the day and just be pissed off about it. You hate your job. Sometimes like you just don't want to talk about your job anymore, right? So the last thing you want is to come home to a million questions about, honey, how was your day? Blah, blah, blah. What do you think there, boss?
I don't know, man. It's like, hey, I haven't seen you all day. Don't fucking talk to me. I wouldn't go there. I'm just saying, like, say you're out having lunch or dinner with your lady, and you know, like I don't know, something happens, and you get called back. You get a call from work, you know, something bad happened to work, and it pisses you off. Like you want, you know, you're gonna be mad about something, you know, for a little bit, you know, and it doesn't concern her. It's not about her. It's not about you guys. You need time to absorb that, deal with it, and just be mad about it. You know, 5-10 minutes, whatever. Maybe you might, you know, your initial reaction is going to be to be mad. Let us be mad. You know, you don't need to try and counter it or whatever the case would be. That's my personal opinion.
That's a good one. Chef, you got one?
What do you got there, Chef?
On that same comment?
No, man.
No, just what one thing you'd add to the list here?
Sometimes we say shit when we're. Sometimes we say shit when we're drunk that we don't mean. Sorry, you know. It just happens.
Come on, it'll feel the same.
Right. I feel like. Well, I would say sometimes, but really, there's a fine line, right? So let's say you're sitting across from this table, and it's a super hot chick, and she's with this guy that's just a fat, weird-looking guy, and you think, right, so this guy must have a huge dick. And then as they leave for the night, you yell, "Hey, what the fuck you doing with that guy?" Right? There's some truth in that. So there's a fine line.
Guido.
So how, like, can you really use that? Because you know, some people are going to argue that you say more truth whenever you're drunk.
Yeah, but it's up to you to steer them out of the way, you know, when it wasn't really truthful or when it was.
Look, that's kind of how I live my life, right? And that's how I get away with saying the most obnoxious, asinine things to people, and they don't think twice about it. Their response is, "Oh, Dave, he's so crazy." That's because you got to keep them on your toes, right? So you got to be like, you realize how fat you are, but if you you know, say it with a smile, and, you know, give it a little hearty chuckle in the end.
When I burn crosses on people's lawns, like, that's that Eli. He's fucking crazy.
He's fucking silly.
That makes sense. Do you do that a lot, Chef? Is that like your thing? You get drunk and you say shit that you don't mean to say?
I've been known to say a few things when I've been drunk, but not just to my significant other, to all kinds of different people.
He does tell us how much he likes us when he's drunk, so that could be total bullshit.
He does tell us that he'll never move again.
Yeah. He's like, I got a really big task coming up. I need to tell these guys how much I like them so I can use them later.
No, I think you know, when you drink, you're gonna. Some people say things, especially if you're charismatic and you have a lot to say. Clearly, that's how this radio show is
your own horn.
That's all three of our horns.
It wouldn't be the first time. I don't know if you know this, guys, but I'm really charismatic and people really like me.
And I have a house.
But yeah, when it gets bad, I'm just gonna blame my friends.
Right. I only get into real trouble when, well, I don't want to say only time, but 9 times out of 10, I get in trouble with hanging out with people like you. Both of you.
Thanks.
We just get wild. And I mean,
you know,
because I can
sadly,
make fun of people.
That's not the first time I've heard that from anybody.
Right. It's only really bad whenever you're hanging out with people that can drink equally or as much as you and are as loud as you.
I will say,
it pays to be a big guy too. Most of the time, people don't tend to mess with you if you get drunk and mouthy.
I will say that there's probably a urine specimen on the side of a Ralph's thanks to Goose in the California days.
Yes.
So.
All right. So mine, if I could add a rule to this. So I'm a people person, right? So I like interacting with people. I'm a big people watcher, right? So if I'm sitting somewhere or I'm walking down the street, right? So I like, you know, just kind of, you know, walking down the street, I'm seeing them, and somebody passes by me, then I just instantly look, right? Now, it just so happens to be a chick walking by. Then all of a sudden I'm staring at her. But it really could be anybody, because I'm like constantly scanning the room. I like to see what's going on. I like to enjoy my surroundings. So it's really not my fault.
Curious, we get
it. Yeah, it's really not. It's not my fault if I just kind of, the chick happens to be the one that I'm looking at. You know what I mean? I just like to look.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's such a bad thing. But I don't know, couldn't tell you how many times, why are you checking her out? And why are you looking at her ass? One, because I want to. If you don't like it, you pay for your own damn food. I've never used that one. What I use, though, is that excuse. I'm a people person. I just like looking at guys. I just like looking around. Like, I see what's going on.
Whoa.
Oh, I think this was a Freudian slip. That Freudian slip myself.
You're telling us the truth, like Jazz mentioned.
I like.
Have you been drinking?
Well, I mean, oh man, this could roll into a whole nother bit about how, like, women will dress the way they dress and they'll dress sexy. And I don't even want to turn into she was asking for it, but like, if you dress nice and you look good and you're putting it out there for people to see, don't get pissed when they look at you. Like, don't get mad.
All right, yeah. I like it.
I'm all about appreciating a beautiful woman. I love it. I love just all shapes and sizes and just seeing what they can bring to the table. So, if you're out there trying to show what you got, don't get mad when we look. Don't get mad.
I like it. Well, I say
fucking scared.
I think that's solid, right? So if anybody has any input on that in particular, we will definitely. I think we should pick that up next week, and we'll call it "Did she or did she not ask for it?"
Intro song. The intro song will be "Date Rape" by Sublime, right?
So as always, thanks for listening to us, and we hope. Oh, a special shout out to the 20 of you that actually went and took the time and listened to the first edition and the second edition. We really appreciate you. For everybody else, if this is your first time listening to us, we're kind of not your friends. So until next time, we will catch you guys around.